Have you ever wondered what a woman truly wants? Not what she says out loud, but what she quietly keeps in her heart. If you've ever asked yourself that question, then today's video may completely change the way you understand women and help you build deeper, more meaningful relationships. In this video, we'll explore 7 things that most women genuinely appreciate but rarely express directly. They almost never ask for these things, yet they are often the small moments that leave the deepest emotional impact. And by the end of this video, you'll discover one important principle that connects all of them. Before we begin, there's one thing you should understand. Many men believe women are difficult to understand because they focus only on words. But women often communicate through emotions, tone of voice, eye contact, body language, and subtle changes in behavior. They're not trying to confuse anyone. It's simply the way they naturally express themselves. When a man learns to notice these quiet signals, a woman feels truly understood. And feeling understood without having to explain everything is one of the strongest emotional experiences anyone can have. The first thing many women secretly appreciate is gentle, caring physical affection. Imagine offering her a relaxing massage with warm lotion or scented oil after a long day. It may seem like a simple gesture, but it means much more than physical comfort. It tells her that you notice how she feels, that you want her to relax, that you're not rushing anything, and that her well-being matters to you. Most women deal with stress every single day, yet very few openly ask for comfort or support. That's why a man who shows kindness without being asked leaves a lasting impression. What truly matters isn't the massage itself. It's the feeling that someone genuinely cares about her. The second thing is natural, confident flirting. Many men avoid flirting because they're afraid of rejection or worried they'll seem too forward. But most women enjoy lighthearted, respectful, and genuine conversation. A sincere smile, steady eye contact, a thoughtful compliment, or a playful joke can completely change the atmosphere. You don't need perfect lines or rehearsed conversations. Women respond far more to authenticity and quiet confidence than to carefully prepared words. When a man is simply himself and enjoys the conversation, it becomes naturally attractive. The third point is surprisingly simple: gently running your hand through her hair. For many women, their hair is closely connected to their femininity and sense of comfort. When a man softly touches her hair in a calm and intimate moment, she feels warmth, trust, and emotional closeness. The key is choosing the right moment. For example, when you're sitting together in the evening, talking quietly, or simply enjoying each other's company. In moments like these, such a small gesture often becomes more memorable than expensive gifts. The fourth point is making her feel protected. Something as simple as gently placing your hand on her back while walking together, or putting your arm around her shoulders can create a powerful emotional response. These small gestures tell her that you're paying attention, that you care, and that she's not facing the world alone. Over time, it's these everyday acts of kindness that build trust, comfort, and emotional connection. Strong relationships aren't built on grand romantic gestures alone. More often, they're built through consistent care, respect, and the feeling that someone is always truly present. One of the qualities many women value most is being with a man who makes them feel safe and emotionally secure. But this has nothing to do with being aggressive, controlling, or trying to dominate every situation. Instead, it's about being calm, steady, and emotionally mature. A confident man doesn't lose control when life becomes difficult. He doesn't react with anger or panic. He stays composed, thinks clearly, and handles challenges with confidence. If someone disrespects the woman he's with, he stands up for her calmly and respectfully instead of creating unnecessary conflict. This quiet strength gives a woman something she deeply appreciates: sense of security. She feels that she's with someone she can rely on, someone who remains steady even when things don't go as planned. But there's one important distinction: protecting someone is not the same as controlling them. There's a huge difference between making a woman feel safe and making her feel trapped. A man who respects her freedom earns her trust. A man who constantly tries to control her slowly pushes her away. Women usually recognize that difference much sooner than most men realize. The sixth point may sound surprisingly simple. Sometimes, All it takes is saying, "I had a dream about you last night." Those few words can create a much stronger emotional impact than you might expect. When a woman hears that, she doesn't only think about the dream itself. What she really hears is that she has been on your mind, even if you weren't consciously thinking about her. She feels that she has become a meaningful part of your inner world. That simple thought often feels warm, personal, and romantic. You don't need to invent an incredible dream or make it sound dramatic. Just mention it naturally during a conversation. It's the sincerity behind your words that makes the moment memorable. And long after the conversation ends, there's a good chance she'll still be thinking about you. Finally, let's talk about the seventh and perhaps the most important point. Women deeply appreciate feeling truly heard, not someone pretending to listen while waiting for their turn to speak, not someone interrupting every few seconds, and not someone trying to solve every problem immediately. Instead, they appreciate someone who listens with genuine attention and real interest. Most women carry emotional pressure every day. They manage work, family, responsibilities, and often support the people around them. That's why having someone who simply listens without judgment or pressure is incredibly valuable. When a man consistently creates that kind of emotional space, trust naturally begins to grow. Over time, she starts sharing more of herself, her dreams, her fears, her private thoughts, the things she doesn't tell most people. That is how real emotional intimacy is built. Now, let's bring everything together, all 7 points we've discussed. Share one powerful idea. Women are not primarily moved by expensive gifts, luxurious surprises, or perfectly planned dates. What touches them most is sincere attention, genuine respect, emotional presence, and consistent care. It's the small moments, repeated over time, that create the deepest emotional connection. A man who understands this doesn't have to work hard to become unforgettable. He becomes memorable, simply because of the way he makes a woman feel. So instead of asking yourself what grand gesture you should make tomorrow, ask yourself a different question. Are you willing to slow down, to truly pay attention, to genuinely listen, and to be fully present with the woman standing in front of you? Because in the end, that quiet presence may be exactly what she has been hoping for all along.